lobby?
Yeah.
Twitch has a lobby now.
Yeah, this is why they have call time. You know, like you show up a little bit early for the show to start. It's fine.
What do you call it when you're in queue for like a dungeon or something in WoW? What do they call that? What do they call that when they're waiting? Someone in the comments right now tell us someone who was here.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Immediately in the beginning.
When you're in
Leroy Jenkins, the video was like 13th birthday this week.
Oh,
I think it was actually
Leroy.
last Thursday, but I forgot to maybe it was Saturday. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's just start it and do it. What do you say?
Yeah, let's go. That's fine.
So I've been way more positive about
Duroc Rascal.
Hey!
Thanks for subscribing.
Duroc. Yes.
Can you smell what Duroc is cooking?
All right. All right, I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not going to ask you to leave or anything.
Yeah, all right. Hey, I got one.
I've been way more positive about, we don't really use Twitch that much because I got too many things to do. But
yeah.
as far as like things I do offline, but I've been more positive about Twitter and stuff lately because the interactions are not as negative as a lot of times they are on YouTube.
Sure.
And I've seen a lot of content creators complaining this week. Like even some of the big ones. I've seen Boogie complaining. I've seen I don't know, just a lot of big ones complaining this week about how negative the content, how negative the reception to their content is. And I'm like, guys,
like, have you been on YouTube?
It's like, here's my free content. All of it is. I've made all this for you guys, and most of the comments are like, "Fuck you! It's not what we wanted." What did you want? I don't know. I don't know what.
But
I wanted.
Not this.
I wanted it to be slightly different, or I wanted you to say the different verb instead of that verb.
I wanted you
for my free content. I wanted this.
Yeah, you didn't just regurgitate the information to me that I could have found on my own.
And then they're like, "You're making so much money on Patreon." Yeah. The commenters that are so negative are not the ones that are donating on Patreon. Those are the ones that are usually more positive, chilling, and they're typically quieter. They just kind of hang out and they're like, whatever. So I've been more positive about Twitter and stuff lately because interactions are better, even though it's still social media, guys. Which is a form of evil, I suppose. I had a point for all this, but we'll just change it into like, thank you guys on Twitter for hanging out. It's really cool. Oh yeah, the point was, I pulled up our YouTube statistics and I looked at specifically the subscriber to viewer count, which is awful, right, on YouTube. It's abysmal.
Yeah.
Here's the interesting thing. So our videos, every time we release a video, 84% of our hits are from people who are not subscribed to us. So
that seems a little
if we do
accurate.
a video,
I'm not surprised by anything that happens on YouTube.
But think about that. That means that even if our video goes out to all the subscribers, right?
Every single one.
Yeah, only like the most tiny percent of them are even clicking. I understand that some of the guys wanted like nerdier stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun doing stuff that's not as nerdy, but it's weird. Like behind the scenes yesterday, I was installing MX Linux on a machine that's going to be used for like my treadmill at home.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all this stuff, but it's not worth the hits. Like I could make a video on this. It would take a lot of work. I could show you guys how to install MX Linux. I could show you how to build a little mini PC. I could show you how to set up a TV, mount it to the wall, all that stuff. The amount of work that would be for the hits that you get on YouTube, it's not worth my time. So I just do all the nerdy stuff on my own, and I have fun here, and that's what happens.
We're reaching more viewers by like posting a picture of it on Twitter, being like, "Look what we're doing."
Yeah, I'll get more, literally if Twitter post gets more hits than a YouTube video, but YouTube is absolutely not sending anything out to subscribers because if 84% of our views are from non-subscribers, that means that YouTube's telling no one.
Thanks, YouTube.
So, oh well.
This isn't new. Like we're well aware of the pit that we're in YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube hole.
Yeah, they already told us flat out, like, hey.
So here's what YouTube.
You're fucked. It's okay.
Well, YouTube told me how to solve this problem. They said most of your viewers are legacy viewers. They came from the old school before we changed the algorithm and before we changed and added the bell. Like you had 500 or 600. You had like 500,000 people subscribed before the bell was even a thing, and so those people were put onto a no notification list. And if they want to get the notifications, we have to tell every single one of our subscribers to go and unsubscribe. So you guys have to all unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And when you resubscribe, it'll bring a little pop-up on the screen that says, would you like to get notifications? You have to say yes to that. So right now, that little pop-up never happened when people subscribe. So they weren't given the option for the notifications, and YouTube just decided that all of them don't get notifications. That's what they told me when I talked to them. So
Yeah.
fun, huh?
They also said that the best way to get out of that funk is to make a viral video, which was really great. They're like, oh yeah, no one's seeing your content or anything. So what you need to do is make some content that everyone will see. And then if you do that enough times, then we'll start like promoting you again.
They actually told me to go to other platforms. Go to other platforms and share your stuff there. And if you can make it viral, and by the way, why don't you get your phone? They even told me this. Why don't you get your phone and message all your family and friends? I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
How about that? How about we hang out on Twitter and we hang out on Twitch?
This is literally, we've said this before, but literally we went down a hole and YouTube like looked over the side, threw us a banana and said, get out. Like,
what's up, Rigor?
Yeah. Hi.
So anyway, let's get down to that. Scream.
That's the bathroom. That's where you got dysentery. Rubella or whatever it was.
I got the freaking disease.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a very misleading headline here on Business Insider. It says that the Lyft executive is suggesting that drivers who are going to be replaced by robots, they should just become mechanics. Now, let's scroll down here. This is so irresponsible. Clickbait bullshit. Where is it? It's somewhere right in here. And he's just saying that, autonomous vehicles are going to become a thing. And the point of what he's saying is that in the future, as autonomous vehicles become a thing, those autonomous vehicles are going to be used all the time because those vehicles are going to be able to go all day and all night.
Yeah,
there's not going to be a human driver. They don't have to go home and sleep or whatever. So those vehicles are going to need regular maintenance, and there's going to be more of a demand for mechanics in the future. That's what he said. And I'm actually, that's true.
Yeah, but the way the article reads it is that they were like, well, a lot of your drivers are upset about self-driving cars in the future, and he casually from way up on his high horse said like, well, become a mechanic then. Poor people. Like that's how they're phrasing this article for him. Like,
just buy money, you poor bastards.
Yeah, just get more money, guys, idiots.
Stop being poor fuckers.
Yeah.
God.
You should have thought of that before you became peasants. Like
so it's really irresponsible journalism, but Business Insider, I guess everybody needs hits, right?
Yeah.
You gotta get those clicks. The other thing, people are pissed because okay, here's the real problem. It's that Lyft and Uber, the executives are making an exorbitant amount of money while they're trying to cut the prices or the rates that they pay to their employees. They just got these huge bonuses, and then they run around acting like, well, we don't have a lot of money to pay them. That's a separate issue here. The whole idea of them getting replaced by robots is one thing. That's automation, and that's the future, and that's artificial intelligence, and that's the direction we're moving in. The separate issue is corporate greed, and that's something that's pretty much all throughout the industry when it comes to corporations.
We understand that you guys want health insurance, but what you also need to understand is diamond-encrusted pools do not pay for themselves. Like,
yeah, are you gonna wash my jet? Come
Yeah.
on, I'll give you $5. You want to make some money?
yeah.
Come on. Speaking of making some money.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm not going to get into whether or not I think the wall, that stupid jackass racist wall, is a good or a bad idea.
No.
I'm not even going to get into that. And all the fucking idiots who think it's a good idea.
The incredibly moronic wall.
No.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about
I'm not
going to
make fun of any of those stupid idiots who think it's a good idea. I'm not going to make
None
fun
of
of
those fucking morons at all.
No.
But
no, they've got it hard enough already being so stupid.
yeah.
So I'm not going to make fun of them.
But we do have Florida man acting hard here.
I feel a little bad for the guy because he's a Purple Heart triple amputee.
Yeah.
From the war, and he started a GoFundMe saying
war.
like, yeah, from the war. Which one? I don't know. We're blowing up everybody. You take your pick. Anyway, he started a GoFundMe. It's basically the internet rage turned into money. He's like, I will go with my private company, and we're going to build part of the wall ourselves with your money. So far, they have gone to Arizona and shook hands with people and asked questions and like that kind of thing, but they haven't actually met with any of the homeowners that they said they were going to be buying property from homeowners and putting up the wall.
Yeah.
Most of the homeowners live pretty far away from the border, and the government owns a lot of the land on the border, so that's not working out. Meanwhile, he has been living the high lifestyle and bought $1 million yacht.
Completely unrelated to this, though.
Yeah.
With his own money.
He's going to be in so much trouble.
That we know all our war veterans
you
just
know,
have access to so much of.
I love the
it's
thought
simple
process.
that he gets a yacht.
I love the thought process. I saw someone online. They were like, so I was telling my friend who's very pro wall, right? I was telling him about this entire fiasco.
Yeah.
And at first he was like, no, the guy's an honest guy. And he's like, he didn't buy a yacht. And he's like, okay, so you're in denial. Let me show you the
the
article.
first stage.
You know, he's
Yeah.
like, this is an article on Fox News that says the guy bought a yacht. And then the guy's like, oh shit, it's real. So
Fox News said it.
he had a moment of like, oh shit, it's real. And then after that, it was like, you know what? The guy deserves a yacht. That's exactly the thought process. It's like, no, I'm in denial. You know what? Fuck it. If it is real, good. He deserved yachts. He deserved to pay off hookers, whatever it is. You know, like he deserves it. God, the Proteus video game, I have backed that, Mike. Yes, that looks so good. I'll bring up a video of it later just because you mentioned it now. When we start talking about gaming, I will bring that up. We have some really good news from California right now. So California and the Senate or whatever, the California legislature, they want to give the public a right to sue. Well, this is also the EFF is in on this. They want to give the public the right to sue if technology companies give out their data or violate their privacy without their permission.
Hell yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, right now, it is already illegal for someone to share your information about your cable subscription. Because back then, when the cable thing was whatever, they actually knew that privacy was legal, so they didn't even want to share information about your cable subscription. But these laws didn't carry over. We don't have any new laws for how to handle privacy on the internet. They're not very good anyway. So California is trying to do something about that, and of course you're going to have a lot of companies like Facebook and Comcast and everybody kicking and screaming. And to go even farther, the city of San Francisco is thinking about banning facial recognition technology because they see that as another invasion of privacy. The cops there are not using it yet. 2013 to 2017, the police were testing some systems. The only thing that'll be, I guess, exempt from this is like federal facilities and airports and stuff like that. But you know what? Hats off to San Francisco. That's really cool. Can we get some of that in Portland and the rest of the West Coast?
This quote right here is perfect.
We all support good policing, but none of us want to live in a police state. Can I show you this thing that I have here from London? Speaking of police states, this is in London, right? We got any audio here? Let me bring this up. Where's the desk audio?
Don't cover my face, I cover my face. Don't push me over when I'm walking down the street.
So I'll pause it. If this guy, so what he did is he was walking down the street. Someone's like, "Hey man, there's some cops up there, and they're capturing, they're doing some facial capture." So he did this and walked by. They pulled him aside. You guys can watch the rest on your own. This is in the UK. They pulled him aside, yelled at him for being like evasive, forced him to stand there while they took his picture, and then they gave him a 90-pound citation for disorderly conduct.
90 pounds.
And he didn't do anything wrong. They forced him to stand there while they took his picture. He did nothing. Nothing.
How would you like it if you walk down the street and someone goes,
What the hell is going on in the UK? I know that there are cameras on like every light post and
What's
every
your
tree. It feels
suspicion?
like you're in China when you're in the UK.
fact that he
It's
walked
really
past
strange. But
clearly
I would
anybody
do
in
the
the
same.
UK, what the hell is
I
going
would
on?
do the
How?
same.
What law is on
No,
your
it
books
doesn't.
that allows them to stop someone with no reason because he walked by like this? Because he tried to avoid
He said he got facial recognition.
their facial recognition
So I
software.
walked past
There he
like
is.
that.
Yeah, there it is.
It's a cold day as well.
Is this muted? The
Since
desktop.
I've done that, the police officers asked me to come to him, so I've got me back up. I said,
Poor
to
guy.
him, off, basically. I said, I don't want
Fuck
my
off,
face
basically.
Yeah.
on anything. If I want to cover my face, I'll
God.
cover my face. It's not for them to tell me not to cover my face. I've got...
That's insanity.
I appreciate that he didn't want his face to be shown on things, but then he's being interviewed for everything.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be like on the news and everything. But I think there's a difference.
It's
in, like,
more important that
there's a difference
the
in being
situation is known, though.
Yeah, well, and also there's a difference in like being interviewed for the news and like or talking to talking to a reporter than there is being captured and monitored. From like a police state point of view, like we want to know where this guy is, what he's doing. We want to know all about what he's buying. What time he's going out at night. We want to know what streets he walks down. That kind of stuff. It's a totally different than just getting interviewed for television or whatever. So anyway, we got something else we need. You can go ahead and probably make sure that's muted. got something else we should talk about. Speech synthesis. So, I forgot the name of the company who's working on this. Machine learning engineers. It's Hashim, Kadim, and Joe. There, you guys can read the names.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Try again.
yeah, what they've done is they've allowed their artificial intelligence to listen to Joe Rogan for a long time. You guys are familiar with Joe Rogan, right? So they listened to him for a long time, and then they typed this out, and it was able to reproduce his speech. Listen.
Friends, I've got something new to tell all of you. I've decided to sponsor a hockey team made up entirely of chimps. I'm tired of people telling me that chimps are not capable of kicking human ass in sports. Chimps are just superior athletes, and these chimps have been working out hard. They're throwing kettlebells, battle ropes, everything. I've got them on a strict diet of bone broth and elk meat. These chimps will rip your balls off. God damn, it's impressive. All I got to say is, see you on the ice, folks.
So that computer was able to reproduce even like the stutters and the ums and stuff like that. It was able to reproduce it just by listening to Joe Rogan. The implications are that same system could listen to any one of you guys, and then they could reproduce your voice somewhat accurately. This is in the early stages, so as they progress, it'll sound a little bit less robotic and a little bit more like the real person. But
it was pretty damn close.
Yeah.
But here they have some examples of what they like. Here's some of the heinous things that could be done with this in the future.
Right.
Including spam callers impersonating your mother or spouse to obtain personal information.
That's brilliant. There's a lot of really interesting scams out there. One of the best is calling. There's a good scam where like scammers will call your grandmother, right? So imagine your grandmother gets a call. Is she still alive?
Yes.
All right. So your grandmother gets a call, and the voice is you, and it's like, Grandma, I just got busted for drugs. I'm really sorry. I need $5,000 to get bailed out, and I don't want to tell my parents. I'll make it up to you. Please, please, please help me. So that's a normal spam call, but it's usually some other guy like trying to pretend to be you, you know? That would be really useful.
Yeah.
What are some of the other implications we can play with? Any other good ones?
I mean, they had like gaining access to high security clearance areas by impersonating government official. Impersonating someone for the purpose of bullying harassment. I mean, like impersonating celebrities and making them say stuff. Like it could be like, you know, like we have you on record saying this. Isn't this your voice saying this thing? Like, no, I never said that.
You know what?
Here's you saying it right here. You know.
They could make an audio, I guess, an audio track of Donald Trump saying that he has sex with minors and nobody would care. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's really that messed up. But I bet they would do it and they'd be like, now we got him, and then nobody cares. Welcome to America, everybody.
Yep.
Anyway, so Bezos is talking about going to outer space still.
Good for him.
And one of the big problems about going to outer space is that when humans get land on asteroids or Mars or wherever, we're going to have a problem with the gravity. But ONeill Colonies, that's what Jeff Bezos is now talking about. ONeill Colonies are these huge, miles and miles wide and miles long.
Miles and miles.
I guess
right.
Sort of like they're almost like tubes that spin, or they could be big cylinders. If they're huge enough, they could be like a giant sphere that you live all around the perimeter, and it spins to keep the centrifugal
gravity.
force will keep the gravity up. And then you got to fill it with, it'll fill it with people, fill it with plants, fill it with water. It's got to be Earth-like enough. Then they use mirrors on the outside to sort of either bounce light in to create more of a daytime atmosphere, or to keep the light away so that you can sleep at nighttime. But this would be the way to go to outer space. And another thing that a lot of people say when they talk about like, hey, thank you for whatever that was. It didn't show up on our screen. Subscribe?
No.
I don't know. Anyway, the other thing that they said about going to outer space is a lot of critics or whatever, cynics, they say that, the whole idea of mining asteroids is preposterous because we have to bring all those materials back to Earth, and that's too expensive. And the idea of mining asteroids was not about bringing stuff back to Earth. It's about having factories that just float up there in outer space and create the materials you need to build these ONeill tunnels. What are they? ONeill, I forgot what they even said. ONeill, whatever. Colonies, yes.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty feasible. And the colonies can be much closer to Earth.
Yep.
Instead of having to be so far away. That's another problem. Is like if they're on Mars, they're really far away. But if they're closer, like a little bit farther than the moon, we could start expanding out that way. Each one of them has about 1 million people or so.
Yeah.
And you could travel between them pretty easily because they're not that far away.
I'm thinking about Armageddon. You mentioned people mining asteroids, and now I'm thinking about that movie Armageddon.
Yeah.
And like really wondering, wouldn't it have just been easier to teach astronauts how to use the mining equipment than it would have been to teach miners how to
Doesn't make a good movie,
be
though.
astronauts? I'm just saying.
Like, I mean, that was back in a time when astronauts weren't conceived as such badasses, like they were thought of as being like nerds. They're like, no, we can't have this. We need like some tough guys. How about like, people who work on oil rigs and dig and people who do all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Those are fighting words for a lot of people, Mike. Just saying.
Die Hard is an all-the-time movie, including Christmas.
Yep. Die Hard is an excellent movie that just happens to take place during Christmas. Any time of the year is perfect to watch Die Hard.
I mean, it's also a Christmas movie, but it can be everything, can it? All right, I'm pretty excited about this. We're all talking about colonizing everything. So Elon Musk wants his Mars colony, which I don't know. I think the ONeill Colonies might be a better idea, but he needs to fund that. He's now gotten approval to start launching his Starlink satellites. I'm really freaking excited about this. It's going to put a couple thousand satellites up in the orbit. You guys have seen us talk about this before.
Yeah, for the 1 gig for the
Yeah.
gigabyte internet.
He's saying that he doesn't think it's going to replace regular internet, but they've not in this article, but in the past they've said it could be up to a gigabit, which that would replace most internet services.
Yeah.
And they're going to be starting to soon start throwing up. They said by 2020 they might be able to have all their satellites up.
Ooh la.
Yeah, started now. Got a whole bunch of them to go, but yeah, I'm ready to sign up for that like right now, and it's going to fund going to Mars. So that's pretty crazy. It's like, you know what, we really need money for this whole Mars colony thing. So let's just provide global internet with a few thousand satellites and make $1 gazillion and go to Mars. Like
The end.
Yeah, good idea.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Elon. Well, if you're looking for a place to spend your money,
Why not?
why not let the internet? We had to go. There we go.
Yeah.
I installed a new caching program. I'm glad it's working. So what shirt am I wearing today here?
And I'm wearing the Pixel Burning Earth here.
Guys, we haven't made a new shirt in a while. We've got so many ideas written down.
That's on us. That's fair.
Yeah, we haven't made a new shirt in a while. What's your favorite shirt on there? I want to know in the comments if you guys have a favorite shirt, or if you guys have any of these shirts, which one is your favorite?
I will tell you which one I get most comments about when I wear it.
Which one?
This one right here, the weapons of choice,
I love that
the
one.
weapons of PC gaming
Yeah.
thing. The most time people will be, because it's always someone will be like, is that the,
the BFG?
Yeah, is that the such and such, or is that the grandma from Worms, or like, all those different things. And I'll be like,
Somebody
yeah.
has anybody ever been like, is that the Wabbajack?
No.
No.
Not enough people.
And the Mace of Molech Ball.
Yep.
Molech Ball.
Oh
God, we should have blinged it out and made it the Mace of Molech Baller. Why didn't we?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I know I got past this time, but I'm gonna have to.
Oh God, Logan Tech Tips. That was a month. That was only for a month. So I've thought about this. The thing is that doing the monthly thing was rough, because if we only sold like 30 or 40 of them, that was we'd barely break even, or not even break even. We need to do like more than 50 to break even on a shirt. I've been thinking about doing the print on demand thing, but I'm not sure if I want to do that or not, because I want to see. The thing about print on demand is I'm extremely picky about the prints on the shirts. I want them to be completely soft to the touch. So if I can find a print on demand place that'll do the soft to the touch, like they're called water-based inks, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Thanks, guys, for supporting us by checking out Epic Pants. We'll support whatever you need to wear, and we'll get you guys a mouse and keyboard and whatever else you need as well. So,
Speaking of supporting things, if you haven't heard that Stephen Colbert is going to be doing a one-on-one adventure with Matthew Mercer for Red Nose Day. They are going to be doing it soon.
Red Nose Day is a charity day where they're giving away money to who? I forgot already. Kids.
Yeah.
People who need it, right?
Red Nose Day is a campaign where the mission to end child poverty by funding programs that keep children safe, healthy, and educated through the power of entertainment, so on and so forth.
So you can donate, and here's the thing: it's like your donations will actually allow you to help craft the story.
Yeah.
The more you donate, the more pull you're going to have. So you can vote on what class he's going to play. You can vote on what special weapons he's going to have, and whatever else. So you can even.
Yeah, it's up to you guys to make Stephen Colbert play a bard.
Come on.
Come on.
If he's not going to be a bard, what else would he be?
There
What
is-
would be the second choice?
What other class is there if you're playing a solo adventure but a bard?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What race, though?
Personally, I would go with halfling because I think halfling is the ultimate race in D&D, but that's me.
They can do it. Well, if you're being sneaky, of course. God, you get like a... Yeah, if you're being sneaky, halfling. But I'd like to see him play a half-orc bard just because.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, go ahead, half-orc bard. Go at it.
But yeah, I like play a bard. I'm telling you.
So anyway, it's kind of cool. This Critical Role has exploded last year. They got the animated series coming out.
Oh yeah,
and everything.
they're really doing good for themselves.
Hey, right on time.
Hey.
It's always right on time if you
So-
don't have any. Never mind.
Reroll is an upcoming app that lets you keep track of your character's inventory, and it also generates like a 16-bit avatar of your character.
That's pretty cool.
And it's pretty in depth actually. Like
That's actually really cool
You
looking.
can make some really good looking stuff off of this. They have a Kickstarter going right now, which we will show you in just a second. But you could really make some rad stuff.
I like the fact that it's not over the top cartoony, but it's still like it looks more like an old Super Nintendo game, but higher quality.
So, anyways, here's their Kickstarter. As you can see, they've
Jesus.
more than covered what they need to, but they're doing great. They got a couple days left on this. Worth checking out if you're into D&D and like doing stuff like building out character things like this and everything. I kickstarted it. Like, not even a lie. I was like, yes, thank you. Shut up and take my money.
Well, when you sent the link over yesterday, I was like, damn it, I'm going to have to kickstart this. And I
Yep.
started going through my Kickstarters and realized that we've got some cool Kickstarters coming in. I backed some things a few years ago that are about to be delivered, so we'll...
I'm still waiting on my Trogdor the Burninator board game.
How long ago was that?
It should be any time now, according to their updates.
I kickstarted the System Shock remake, and I didn't realize this at the time, but I kickstarted the big box edition, so I can't wait to get that and unbox it. It better come with a T-shirt or something else. What's this dragon doing in Renton?
Yeah,
This is up in
so
Washington,
over in
right?
Renton, Washington, there is a dragon that kind of popped up out of nowhere. But if you happen to be in Washington or close to Washington and want to go down to Renton, they have a Dungeons and Dragons exhibit currently going on at the Renton History Museum.
That's pretty cool to check
Yeah.
out. If you're in Seattle, head on down and let me know how it is.
I kind of want to head up there just to go see it.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, it looks pretty neat.
3-hour drive.
Yeah, but they got this big old dragon. Make a day out of it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, how long is this going on?
It didn't say when it's going on till.
Probably somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It must. Yeah. It must, but we'll look at it after the show.
Cool.
So, yeah, for the few people who are in Seattle, head over.
Yeah. 8 feet long and has wings that are 15 feet tall. Goddamn. Anywho, speaking of Dungeons and Dragons.
Probably should mute this. We've got the desktop audio on. Yes.
Okay.
More Dungeons and
Check
Dragons news.
this guy out here.
Don't full screen it. What is this? I haven't seen this yet. I wanted to wait.
Yeah. So this is that was a quick teaser.
What did I just see? Who the hell is this guy?
I don't know. But that was
I know
a
him.
quick
Hey,
that was
Surf,
a
how you doing?
quick teaser for a Brazilian TV show that's going to be based on the 1980s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. It's going to be a live action. There's going to be more coming out at the end of the month on it and stuff, but that was just their teaser. There's another teaser out there that has the Dungeon Master
That's gonna be one of those
walking and
things
stuff. But
It's going to be really, really good or really, really awful. There's not going to be an in between.
and I
It's
can't
one of those
wait
things.
either way.
If it's really awful, laugh at it at least.
Yeah.
While we're speaking of awful things, right? We talked about Game of Thrones last week. I want to have one more Game of Thrones discussion
Me too.
because I don't really want to get into this. God, spoilers. For 1 second, we're talking about Game of Thrones just for a minute.
Okay.
'cause the-
Quick Game of Thrones
But
discussion.
the
Hang on.
thing is, I don't want to talk about it too much because by the time the people on YouTube see this video, it'll be like time for the next episode, right? And everything will be wrapped up. So I don't want to get into that too much. I still think young Griff is going to show up at the last minute, writing an even bigger dragon,
That sounds about right.
and be like, "Yo, you think you're Aegon?
But you ain't.
You ain't Aegon. I got the biggest
You
dragon."
ain't gone.
And what the fuck happened to the city? So,
So what are you upset about?
I've forgotten.
Oh.
Oh, no, I was just talking to somebody online, and I was like, there's a stupid petition online right now that has 500,000 signatures where they're asking HBO to redo season 8 and redo it with more of George R.R. Martin's like input, or redo it with, they want it to be redone with real writers.
Game of Thrones Brotherhood. Yeah.
I mean, the guys working on the movie, on the show, are very, very good producers and very, very good showrunners and terrible writers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, they put together some amazing talent. They put together some amazing sets. They put together an amazing experience, but they are terrible at writing.
They have no fucking idea what they're doing.
It's very Hollywood.
To be honest, like
Hollywood fairy tale type stuff. It's like, so I don't want to spoil anything yet, but
800,000 signatures for that position.
800,000, not 500,000 yesterday. So hear me out. Like, why don't we get the guys who did the Castlevania animated series for Netflix to do a Game of Thrones animated series once George R.R. Martin finishes the book in 2074? Once George R.R. Martin finishes the book. Why don't we get those guys to do a really gritty animated series of the entire thing?
I'd watch the shit out of that.
That would be cool.
I'm talking.
It would make so much
I'm
money.
talking Lady Stoneheart coming back. All that good stuff.
Keep young Griffin there. Mm-hmm. And none of this whole Aegon Targaryen stuff with Jon Snow. I'm sorry.
Lemon Cloak.
Oh, get him all back
get
in
him
there.
back in there. Get his ass in there.
Spend more time with Tyrion when he first went over the mountains in the beginning and met Bronn and all those bandits and stuff.
Make Tyrion ugly as sin.
Yeah, give him the ugly nose and everything.
Don't give him just a handsome hero scar.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Aegon Targaryen might be George R. R. Martin's idea, but that's because they cut Griff. I wonder what's going to happen with young Griff in the books. I don't know. Does he just think that he's Aegon? I don't know.
My big issue with the episode last week was how Dragonfire seems to like...
Oh, it's a missile.
It goes from being like something that can burn just one guy to the cold fire version of it can knock down a frozen wall to all of a sudden the like tail end of the flame can like knock through buildings and like destroy entire walls and stuff at the same time. Like
But not if there's a ton of people there. Like it would only do a little bit of damage if there's a ton of people because it was more about killing all the people. It's like It's like the fire was intelligent or the dragon was able to like be like, oh, there's a bunch of people there. I want to use like the low setting.
Yeah.
Because I only want to knock over a few pieces of rubble.
I'm gonna burn them at a 5.
Wait a minute.
Like,
there's a wall right there. I'm gonna turn it to 11 and knock that wall down.
Oh right.
Like what is
and all of a sudden those scorpions that they were all really fucking stoked about, that they were like, yeah, we figured out how to make these ballistas and shit, like we're so cool with them. Yeah. Like all of a sudden the entire thing, like literally when they first made the technology, they showed Bronn being able to like turn and load one and fire one with pretty rapid succession. And now all of a sudden, somehow in the last episode, it took 6 guys like incredible amount of time to like even turn it back and load. And all of a sudden they were like, whoa! Like just...
It's a conspiracy. YouTube knows what's up.
Yeah.
Explosive mortar in the walls. It's the same people who did 9/11 when they loaded charges onto the steel beam so that they would crumble. The same people, and they're going to make so much money rebuilding King's Landing. That's exactly what it's the military-industrial complex. They're working with Halliburton, and they're going to go back in there and rebuild King's Landing. You heard it here first.
However, I will say this though: during Clegane Bowl. During Clegane Bowl, when Cersei's just like standing there for a moment and they're all like and there's like shit going on and like fire in the background and stuff crumbling, and she's just very casually like, I'm just gonna get past you two, okay? Oh right. Just her whole like, excuse me, I'm gonna sneak by, all right?
I laughed at that.
That part, I laughed my ass off at that.
I laughed at that.
Yeah.
So
Vegeta is going to shoot Danny up.
One more spoiler, guys. One more spoiler. These guys hate dogs.
Yeah.
They hate them. So at the end of the show, right, White Horse shows up. I stood up and screamed, where the fuck is Nymeria?
Yep.
That was the point. If you wanted to do something fairy tale, cliche, ridiculous, right out, like show that kind of like golden light and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
That was the point where you bring Nymeria back in and be like, oh, the dog is alive. There it is.
No, but she already met Nymeria in another part, and then she was like, no, she's wild and doing her own thing. I can't fault her for that. Girl's living herself, her best self. Like, yeah. Like, that already happened.
No, she could have come back right there.
It's true.
Instead of a beautiful.
There's a million things. Yeah.
God. Let us write.
Cersei's gonna emerge from the rubble with 3 baby elephants. She's gonna be the mother of elephants.
Oh God.
And then Thanos is gonna step through a portal and snap his finger, and then like all of us. I still hold that at the end of all of this, it's gonna just be Kit Harington taking off a pair of VR goggles, being like, "Wow, so that's what the Game of Thrones game would be like. Neat." Like that's. I'm still gunning for that being the thing, but let's talk about Lego now.
Yeah. How does this Lego set stand up on its own?
So
Where's
the trees down here.
Yeah. They
Are
don't
platforms that
connect.
it's so it sits up on itself. But this in here is the Stranger Things Lego set.
It's pretty cool.
It's a season 1. As you can see, it's got the Demogorgon.
Demogorgon,
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Before Mad Max joins the crew.
The mountain's gonna rise from the dead and be the Night King version 2. Yeah.
Yeah. But this looks pretty like look at that. They got the
It's pretty nice.
yeah, and they got all these really nice upside down versions of everything. This is a pretty rad set.
Yeah.
Wizard hat.
What's
there.
that wizard head? It's up in the attic.
Yeah, it's for wizards. Yeah, it's where wizards live.
Get
The
it
attic.
now, or wait and get the Chinese knockoff for half price.
Yeah.
And then before they get sued.
Hooray.
Sure.
All right, so let's see. Internet news: Grumpy Cat died due
All right.
to a urinary tract issue.
Cats do that.
That'll happen. That'll happen. But a more important death on the internet happened this week, and YTMND has been.
Let's see it. What's it look like? You're the man now, dog is down.
Yep. For those of you that are too young to know what YTMND is, oh, you sweet summer child. Like.
This was YouTube. This was better. Oh, it's better than YouTube, I think.
This was memes back in the day.
How you spell Schwarzenegger?
I don't know, man. Jeez. I don't think he even knows. Yeah, that was guys, YTMND, that.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Yep.
On screen. Watch it, all of it. Don't touch it. I'm gonna watch our viewer count. All right.
Okay,
Here's Justin's. You're the man. You're the man now, dog.
yeah, this is my favorite one.
Do it.
So anyway,
So that's
that's
You're
what's
the man.
gonna do, yeah.
That's pretty much what
Yeah.
it was. It was. You could go on there and create this stuff and upload it, and there were just days worth of content where you could just go and sit down and.
watch really terrible things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we left that Schwarzenegger thing on like all day once and just left the place.
Yep.
So if anybody went by the window, they'd be like, "What the hell's going on in there?"
Yeah.
Anyway,
That was back when the legends of Chuck Norris were being passed around daily too. You know.
looks like the database crashed or something failed. I don't think it's going to be down for long though because
No, the dude,
outrage on the internet, though.
The dude was like, I honestly wasn't paying attention, and now that everyone's all upset about it, I guess I should do something. So hopefully it won't be dead forever.
right there, Patreon, boom.
Yep. Boom.
Click on that Patreon.
Bingo.
Let's see what
See what's up
that going
to.
on.
That's almost enough.
When did they? I didn't see that earlier.
He said it cost him $250 a month to keep the website up.
$250 a month.
$250 a month. That guy was paying $250 a month out of pocket just to keep it going for 20 years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's rent in Malaysia.
Yep.
God.
Yeah, so he's pretty close.
I mean, there's a lot of content on there, but
Yeah, so he only needs $300 a month to pay for hosting. He's gonna do fine.
yeah, he'll be just fine.
Speaking of fine, here is they've officially named the new Star Trek series Star Trek Picard. It took them all of 4 seconds to think of this title.
I mean, that's what we've been calling it for months.
They were just like, well, the internet's already calling it. We might as well.
Can we see? Is there a preview or something? We can take a look at this. Is that it?
So far, they've shown that and a lovely screenshot of him looking at surprised.
Oh, really?
Yeah. However, so yay, we're gonna get Picard Trek. Loving
Cool.
it.
I need as many things as I can to watch that are in the Star Trek universe. I'm really excited about watching Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
I got a step mill, right? One of those wings that has the steps that goes around and around and around and around.
Oh, nice.
We had an old TV in the garage. It's 1080p, like huge TV. Mounted that up on the wall. Got a little Linux computer. And I'm going to watch Deep Space Nine because I've never seen it. And then Picard is going to be next on the list, I think.
Nice.
But so I'm
You
actually,
should watch the Orville too.
I'll watch the. You know what?
Yep.
The more right now, it's like I feel guilty if I watch too many things. So right now I've watched Game of Thrones and Chernobyl. Chernobyl. If you guys have not seen Chernobyl,
Holy God.
have you seen it yet?
No, but
Good
the previews
God.
I've seen for it have been like,
There was the one review that said it was too chaotic. I mentioned that last week, and that was like, that's what it should have been. The negative review saying that the show was too chaotic is a testament to how well it was written.
yeah,
Because it's,
because it was a pretty chaotic event.
yeah, one of the cores in the Chernobyl nuclear facility fucking exploded.
Yeah.
And lots of people were irradiated and lots of people died and it was a fucking mess and the government tried to cover it up and and there's no mutants in it yet. There's only 2 episodes, but guys, go watch Chernobyl. Anyway, I feel guilty if I watch too many shows because I feel like I should be doing something else with my time. You know, like I feel like I should be working or doing something, or I'll put something on I put a lot of shows on my third monitor. You know, they go over there and they're not like, I can't really focus on them incredibly well. But now, got the step mill, I feel like I can do something positive while I'm watching something.
Yeah.
It's a weird mental thing you got to go through, but now I might end up being on the step mill like too many times or too often.
Yeah.
Like I want to go watch some shows, and my legs are gonna get.
Oh, speaking of shows, we've got, I didn't put the pictures up here, but we've got Disenchantment next season comes out September 20th, and we've got Rick and Morty season 4 on November.
November?
Yep.
And Black Mirror season something coming
Yeah.
out on June 5th.
Yep.
Season 5, June 5th.
Pretty rad.
Black Mirror's pretty good if you haven't seen that either. That's another show that I recommend.
Netflix.
Getting into video games?
Yeah, so Netflix did a thing at E3 where they are bringing your favorite shows to life, developing Netflix originals into video games. It was a panel that they did at E3 where they mentioned Stranger Things 3, the game, which has been announced a while back.
Right, that was going to be a Telltale. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, actually, that might be different. Stranger Things 3 might be the game they're working on themselves, but there was a Telltale game that was a Stranger Things game that kind of died when the company died.
Yeah.
Netflix is bringing that back too, so we'll have lots of Stranger Things games.
Yeah,
I guess.
So like in the wake of the success of Bandersnatch and stuff, they're trying to do more like this to make a more video game platform. So like people are, like Umbrella Academy is on here. Right. I'm sure there's going to be an Office game because it's all anyone watches on Netflix.
What would the Office be? Would it be like a funnier version of the Stanley Parable, or what would
press A to cringe when Steve Carell talks? Like,
Press B to agree. What is if you guys had if you were the executive at Netflix and you could pick the shows, what would you? Voltron.
Yep.
You know, it'd be a really good video game. That Castlevania show.
Oh my God, Castlevania sounds like it would be such a cool video game.
Such a cool video
Wonder
game.
if they. Maybe there's a fan version out there somewhere.
I'd like an Altered Carbon. I think it could be better than the show was. The show was kind of a mess, but HyperX Mike, I'm enjoying it. Are you guys enjoying it?
Mm-hmm. You like this mic? You guys want some ASMR?
Sucks to your ass, Mar.
There, gave you guys some ASMR.
Great. Okay. So.
What do we got over there? What suggestions? The Witcher show that's coming out.
The Witcher show.
Video games are really important, guys. They're making more money than movies are these days.
If you haven't seen that, what's his name? Guillermo,
Guillermo del Toro.
Del Toro, yeah. He did Troll Hunters, which was a really neat series.
I haven't seen that. Would it be a good video game?
That would be a pretty fun video game. Yeah.
I can't think of any others. Like
Sense 8 would be good.
I haven't seen that. I don't know a lot of the other Netflix shows. I don't watch.
Would it have to be a Netflix original series specifically?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, Netflix has so much money; they could probably get the rights to anything they show if they like.
Like the Santa Clara diet, like you just go around eating people and making jokes.
Yeah. Ash versus the Evil Dead would be great.
That was Stars technically originally, but I would still. I mean, well, they just put out that Ash thing for Dead by Daylight though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of video games.
CNATE. Okay, everybody keeps recommending CNATE.
Hey guys,
we got a lot of freebies this week.
Did you know you can get a bunch of free video games right now? You have 1 day left to get Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Guacamelee is kind of a very bright and colorful Metroidvania game.
Set in alternate universe Mexico.
I admit the bright color palette was really difficult for me to get through, but I played like an hour of it, and then I was like, I need to come back to this because it's fun, but I couldn't handle the bright color palette.
I beat the first one and have made about halfway through the second one. It's a solid. The fighting in it, when you get to do all the wrestling moves on things and throw people around and stuff, it's very fluid and a lot of fun. Some of the humor's a little like, oh, okay, we get it, but like it's a solid Transylvania.
People on YouTube, this is what always happens. Toward the end of the week, there's a bunch of free games, and by Sunday, when we put this video live, they're usually not free anymore. Why is that?
Yeah.
It's the universe
telling you to watch the show.
And the sun and everything else that you worship telling you to watch the show.
It makes total sense.
Yeah. Try playing with sunglasses. Ah, there you go.
That way everyone will see you be a badass.
And I can get away with playing Guacamelee at a darker color palette. Zeke, you know what's up.
So if you head over to the Ubisoft?
Yeah, if you just guys open up your Uplay thing, you guys will get Steep for free, which is sort of a, it's like a sandboxy, snowboarding,
downhill skiing something.
It's just winter sports stuff. A lot of people like it. So.
Yep. And over at Gogue, if you subscribe to the Gogue newsletter, you can get a free Gwent card keg. Gwent card keg, and but you also get a copy of The Witcher Enhanced Edition.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
for free.
The original Witcher Part 1 was pretty good. So.
Yeah, I personally couldn't make it through the original Witcher.
The combat's really clunky.
It was because every time he held his sword, it looked like he was getting ready to swing a baseball bat. So you would just be running, and he would be like,
yeah, like,
and I'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? That animation alone, I was like, I can't sit through this. Yeah,
God,
it literally looked like he was winding up for a big old baseball hit, home run. Score point.
Yeah, it does look really awkward.
Sports.
Go sports.
Yep. What?
Oh, PC Gamer, ad block. Let's just try this again.
Dumbasses.
Whoa, they're not even letting us on here with ad block?
Well, I guess we don't get to talk about your article, PC Gamer.
Bye. The thing about PC Gamer, did they even see that?
No.
Let me. You guys, this is PC Gamer now. Is this happening for you guys as well? When you go to PC Gamer, they're not even letting us on there with the ad block.
Bye. Yeah. See you later.
Yep. Sorry. PC Gamer. The thing about them is, they have a lot of bad authors. They have a lot of good authors. They have a good mixture of good and bad. But so a lot of people just shit on them all day long on Reddit and stuff. And yet they quote their articles all the time. It's like, I know you guys like to shit on stuff on the internet, but whatever.
Yeah.
The thing about PC Gamer that bothers me the most is their advertising is so invasive. It's like screen pops ups and things move around, and I'll be trying to click on a link and it'll move because an ad will pop in, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Some kind of minefield? Yeah. Now we got to deal with this.
Yeah. Sorry, PC Gamer.
If you're going to PC Gamer, if you're going to give us some decent ads that are just normal sized and don't interfere with the content and stuff, then maybe we can talk about turning off ad block. Because I do believe in supporting the content that you consume the most. And, if you're frequently on that website, you should turn off your ad blocker. I believe that. But if it's invasive, sorry.
Well, we've come to the end once again, my friends.
Anything good going on in town?
Ooh. So far,
we're looking at our PDX alerts right now. If you're
there was a
new.
school shooting?
What?
Yeah. Some incident in a school.
Well, this ain't funny.
Witness report subject with a shotgun and possibly
What?
Okay, hang on. We'll just go to here instead.
right.
Police to KFC on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard report of a male masturbating a lot. Caller wants male to be checked on. Correction, male masturbating a lot.
Okay, click on this.
Yeah.
Show this thread. I want to see what's going on with this. How much is too much? Like, oh god. Like, okay, so
He's choking his chicken at KFC. Who smells chicken?
finger licking good. This is getting awful.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. How much is a lot? I need more
Asking
descriptors.
for my 14-year-old son.
Yeah, that's interesting. So that's happening in town.
Yep.
You guys should move here. You can watch this.
Oh, here we go. Report of a suspicious subject, male in a newsboy-style hat, yelling at a female and holding a machete.
The Newsies have come. I don't remember the Newsies having
Extra, chop all about it.
No, you just wait in the car.
Yeah.
Wow. The pants around it. Wow.
Yeah.
Bamboo sushi. So bamboo sushi is like this sophisticated joint that tells everyone they're the best sushi in the world and all that stuff. Even though, I mean, it's good. It's
fucking
good,
hot.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's not like the best. It's not even in the best in town. But anyway, it's a place where like trendy people go to think that they're eating the best sushi in the world, but they don't actually know. So it's full of all these like nice trendy people in good clothing, and then there's a guy out front. His pants around his ankles doing the shuffle.
Trying to shuffle.
Trying-
Not doing a good job.
Well, his pants are around his ankles. How's
Yeah.
he supposed to shuffle? I don't know.
7th grader smoking marijuana and leaving school.
Male inside a restaurant pouring ketchup on his head. That's pretty good.
Dispatch, anyone know of bank robberies today? Got a male covered in red oily dye on the Max train. That's probably our guy who's got ketchup all over him. Well, if that's the case, he's hopefully headed to Vancouver.
Of course he is.
Officer, that sounds great. Report of a male inside a restaurant pouring ketchup on his head, described as the one covered in ketchup. Can you?
We need this character.
There's a guy in here with ketchup all over his head. Well, can you describe him? Well, he's got ketchup all over him.
Can you go be a little more specific? He's the one.
He's the guy that's
Covered in
got
ketchup.
ketchup all over him. They come into that Wendy's. There's 3 people covered in ketchup. They're like, God damn, who do I shoot? Like,
I just watched The Matrix, so maybe the guy's dressed as Neo, and they're trying to say, no, he's the one.
yeah,
Covered in ketchup. Like he's got the trench
Yeah.
coat, the glasses, covered in ketchup. I know it. It's a pretty good week, but I'm a little bit worried about the school shooting. I want to like look that up after we get off the air.
Yeah.
But right now, let's have more fun while the fun is getting good, I guess.
Report of a male armed with a handgun asking people for spare change. When you have a handgun, you demand spare change from people. You do not ask.
Being all polite. Oh, I got a handgun story about this weekend. So I was walking around near where our old office was, just like having a nice walk because it was like, 58 degrees. And I'm like, hey, it's a nice night to walk. So I'm walking with my friend, right? Mm-hmm. And we walk by a group of people just chilling on the street, look like they're kind of drunk and stuff. And this old lady's like, hey, you got a cigarette? That was her voice, exactly. And I was like, nope. She's like, got any money? And I was like, yeah, but I'm keeping it. And so her response was, fuck off and die then. And I just still walking, but we're kind of smiling. It wasn't like hostile or anything because she's drunk and sitting on the street curb. And I was like, oh, I will eventually. And her reply was like, well, fuck it. We could do it right now. I got a gun. I'll kill you right here. And so I was like, not sure if she's serious or not. It was like, do the whole Matrix thing.
Like, all right, let's do
But
this.
I was like, you're really wasted.
Yeah.
And I could probably disarm you before anything happened. But I was like, we're just going to walk off and hope you don't have a gun. But I still wonder because she didn't look like she was that raggedy. But she was drunk, obviously.
So yeah, I had.
She was. What was that? What was the cup of the? What kind of cups? The solo cup.
Dixie cup
No,
drunk.
she was Dixie cup drunk, y'all.
Well, the red solo cups are the red
Solo
ones.
cups.
Yeah, but she was.
solo cup. Drunk.
Hey, thanks for subscribing.
What is it? We don't have it on the screen.
Lung something. Anyway,
You're awesome. Guys,
I
I had
had-
Twitch Prime. We'll take
Yeah.
it. We'll take it from you right now.
I also had something
Take your
kind of
$4.
similar. I was at the drive-through at Wendy's.
Yeah.
And a guy like.
My God, you weren't getting food there, were you?
Yeah, well, I was going to, but then a guy came walking out in ketchup, and I was like, I'll pass. But, no, so I was in there, and a guy comes up to the window and is, like, literally just, like, goes, money. Which I was like, I don't have any money, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. And then he, like, looks me dead in the eye and all of a sudden is able to, like, speak intelligibly and is like, how you buying French fries if you ain't got money? And I was like, damn, he's got me. Like,
this dude knows
yeah,
too much.
Yeah.
He must be
But
eliminated.
he literally came up and, like, did a Bobcat Goldthwait impression at me and then asked for money. Yeah.
Bobcat Arnold Goldthwait.
Yeah. It was like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to impersonate Bobcat Goldthwait. Like, I don't even know what that would sound like, but it was that.
God, if I was just a wreck,
Yeah.
more than I already am, that's what I would do. I would run around town, popping out of corners, going like, blah, blah, blah.
Just like the Tasmanian devil, just like.
Be like, all these people think I'm crazy. Then I'm gonna go home and look in the mirror and be like, I don't have a home.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, guys, we're gonna go because I need to make a video about some speakers. And you guys will see that next week. We've got several videos coming next week. Tomorrow, we have a video.
Yeah.
And the video tomorrow is on what applications should you install on a computer like this. I use the Lenovo here because it's a good gaming rig and it works for what we're going to do. But I installed a bunch of gaming applications on this, and I'm going to show you guys what you should put.
Proteus game.
Oh, Proteus. Yes!
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks, Mike.
real quick. Proteus game.
Let's get it on over here. If you guys have not seen Proteus, it was made by several guys who used to work in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah. Let's get this playing here. It's got sort of a retro vibe, but the effects and the lighting feels very new, and it is the next game in the revival of all of the old
Look at that kick punch.